Right, so it's Dan from the White James Rock Show. I've got Sonny from P.O.D. with me. How are you doing so far?
Good, brother.
And you guys are on a tour in the UK, which is quite similar to one we caught up with you on last time. Because I believe we caught you in Plymouth last time.
Oh, nice.
And what we didn't realise at the time, if you don't mind me saying, it was a bit of a moment for myself, is you gave us an exclusive that time about album details.
Nice.
So it's really good to catch up with you, admittedly a little bit later, but generally like the usual sort of generic question, how's it going?
Everything is good. We're finishing off this tour in the UK. We're back again with Alien Ant Farm.
Yep.
Friends of ours. We brought some other friends called 68.
Yep.
So we just wrapped up a bunch of shows in Europe, and it's good to be out here doing a headlining tour. I mean, we don't really get here as much as we'd like, you know.
That's fair.
Right, but I hope that with this album and then just with this touring cycle that you know, we'll be here sooner than later.
Well, what we found from the show perspective is a lot of really nice feedback on the new stuff from everybody. Is I think you guys are kind of, because when we touched base with you last, it was, you were kind of getting almost write-ups of revival of the 2000s, and I never really like stuff like that because our genre has been going forever, and we've still got the same bands playing. So it's been really nice to see how, over time, you guys have managed to slightly change people's perspective, and that's down to the new writing, I think.
For sure. I think, I mean, I don't think it's a shock, like a completely different direction, but I think it's a lot more. We have so many different elements in our music, and I think with this record, you know, it might be heavy stacked on certain elements, you know what I mean? We weren't trying to make this heavy record. You know, sometimes you're like, I just want to make a heavy song. Or sometimes I want to do, you know, something more reggae. And it's part of the writing process. But for us this time, I think it was after coming off the last record and just, again, being, I think, just so jaded by the music industry that it was like, you know what do we have to lose? If anything we know that is true is that our loyal fan base has been there and will be there and been there so long. And it's the only reason why we get to keep doing this. So it's like, you know what? They're going to appreciate or understand whatever we put out. And so we kind of had this we don't have nothing to lose mentality. And then it wasn't trying to overthink it. And then we asked some guys called The Heavy to come in with us, and they're friends of ours. And we just kind of did some things together.
Nice.
And again, didn't really stick to a plan, just had fun doing it.
That's what I love, is the positive feedback is not because you guys are trying to tick any boxes.
Right.
You know, you've just said you're writing for yourselves at the moment, and it's so good to see this working, because the first interview I actually had with you guys, but wasn't with yourself, we chatted about how the music industry had changed, because you were one of the bands sort of that got it almost for a minute, and then suddenly it was like the rug went out from underneath everybody, and it's like we've been talking about it as a show for quite a while now, because everybody has sort of become a hard worker. Do you know what I mean? Every band's got a grind. And it's so lovely to hear sort of one of the last bands, because like we've chatted to, you know, the Biscuits and the Roaches of the world, where they say the same thing. It's like, no, now we're writing what we want to write, we're doing what we want to do, because there's no other reason to be in the music industry these days, because that you don't have that sort of platinum dream that was there when you guys first started.
And you kind of been there, done that, and you're so excited about it. But you know, you mentioned Pop Roach. There's certain people that, and I think they think the same way we do. Even, you know, Fred Durst. I mean, Fred Durst is definitely more, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say he's more hip hop than us, but that's kind of what they've always done. So they're really pigeonholed to just that. And then us too. And then so whenever you write, you're always thinking like, is it too much rap? You know what I mean? Before you're like, you just didn't care. You're like, dude, I'm gonna rap through this whole thing, and that's just because it's us. But then all of a sudden, it hit that ceiling, and like you said, it was just like, well, we just don't want that anymore. Or that's not what the radio wants. Or so you always have this in the back of your mind. And at some point, you just say, dude, I'm over that, man. I love hip hop music. You know what I mean? I love the heavy. I love the rap vocals, and then there's stuff where it's like, hey, well, you know what? I really want to sing on this song, and it really is just doing what you want and trying not to. I mean, you hope that everybody loves it, and you don't want to disappoint anybody, but at the same time, that it's just too much to carry all the time. Like, and then you become slaves to what the label wants, and you know, we gave up on that a long time ago.
That's fair. I mean, it's it's so interesting hearing you talk about it, because a lot of people, we do interviews from bands which are, off their first EP, first album, all the way through to ones that have been going like 30 years. And it's so interesting to hear, like, a lot of bands have this moment where they just want to throw off that thinking about things, and get back to actually writing music for music. Because the music industry gives so much, but it also takes so much from an artist as well. And I mean, you were one of the bands for me that got me into heavier music. I still myself and the guy I do the radio show with, Mike.
Nice.
We've got this bucket list from back in the day, and it's this compilation album when compilation albums were popular in the UK, called Supercharged. And it kind of set the list. So there was Papa Roach, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, and there's loads of bands on this list. And it was almost like his gateway music for the UK in the 2000s. And I remember thinking when sort of Papa Roach had their resurgence a few years ago, and we're just so excited to hear the music, see that it wasn't just they're going to play the old tracks.
Right.
And the same with you guys, because I didn't catch you at the festival I managed to interview you at because the time slots didn't work out for me. But the Plymouth gig where I interviewed you last, it was just so nice being able to stand there. It was almost like one of those where I wasn't at all waiting for any of the old stuff. So when it got played, I still sang along it was the old days. But no, for me, it's so interesting to hear there is such a human element to being in the industry.
Oh yeah, for sure. We've been hustling forever, grinding, and we hit a certain point when if you look at interviews, from 26 years ago, as we've been a band, we always were saying, what, if we're not having fun, I don't want to do this. And you go and you do things independently, and then you go on to a major label, and then you kind of play that game for a little bit. But then after a while, sometimes it's not fun, and then it's like, man, I don't want to, now I really don't want to do this anymore. So you kind of have to choose. There's so many bands that are on top of the world, and they're not having fun.
Yep.
They don't even like each other, and they're a business, and that's how they see it. As we're a business, I don't care about you. We're not friends. We're not a band.
Yep.
I don't even love making music with you, but we're on top of the world, and it's a business, and they continue to do it, and we're not that way. I think we've made decisions to take time off or stop doing things or get away from music, just to kind of concentrate, a little bit on our own personal lives,
Hell yeah.
Each other, and now we can play and smile and say, hey, I hope the fans keep loving, they still love what we do. But you really can't lose sleep over whether they do or they don't, you know?
Fair one.
And even now, like you said, it's the same thing with making new music. Even when you play a set, you're like, dude, do I just play all the songs I think everybody knows? Or do we play a lot of the new ones and have fun with it? And so it's it's always you're always trying to gauge it, but we're playing new ones.
Well, as you said, it was good for you guys to have a headline set with so much good new material, because you can then completely balance the set with the time sort of available.
Yeah.
And it's one thing, because we get to see so many gigs doing what we do, and different levels, and it's so much fun seeing the different ways that bands sort of build a headline set when you've got that time to play with. So I'll be looking forward to later seeing what your sort of pattern is. 'Cause like I said, I really enjoyed the last time, and you guys weren't headlining that time. That was a shorter set, 'cause it was with Hoobastank. And
well, we all did 60 minutes on that one. Just because all three bands have platinum records, and we're a package and we're friends. And this one is more of a co-headline. So in the Europe one, we were doing about an hour and a half, and Alien was doing 60. And so we'd wing it. We'd throw flea flickers in there, hey, let's play this one, let's play that one. Tonight we'll probably get to our 60 minutes, and we'll probably just keep playing a few more songs. You know what I mean? Especially if the crowd is having fun, It's like, hey, let's play this one, let's play that one. So it shifts.
Well, you are, because this is actually my hometown that you're playing in. I live about 10 minutes from the venue.
Oh, that's great.
I can tell you that, Exeter's going to be one for you guys to enjoy, because you're just one of those bands that, the scene here that everybody appreciates. So
that's great, man.
Anyway, I'll wrap it up there, because I think we've covered so much. It's been really good fun interviewing you.
Awesome, thank you, brother.
So good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Welcome to the My James Rock Show.